is your American dream?
You know, I have hope for my students and my own daughter, that the world is just changing so dramatically. I worry so much about the conditions under which they live and under which they're growing up. So, you know, my hope is that our peers can make some changes for them, so that they can have better futures.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. It's a wacky world, and it is Wacky World Thursday, so we are in sync. Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. My name is Brad Bernstein. There he is, Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. Hide your coffee.
My coffee.
Hide your coffee.
Hide your kids.
Hide your kids. Hide your women. Hide everybody.
What's up, y'all?
All right, let's say hello to the squad. Christy Gonzalez, #1 on Facebook. We're not in any race, but congratulations, Christy.
Yes.
Squad up. Kavar Harris, squad up. Joan Anthony Powell, Jessica Leamy, squad up. Dawn Harriet and Marie Maxwell, I see watching as well. Nikisha Jacobs, squad up on YouTube. Earth Angel. She says she is first in the class, and you are, Earth Angel.
You're the better, all right? And also, please share this video all over the platform, any social media platform. You can text it to people. Just get the word out, all right? Because we're about to start schmoozing with Brad. He's going to fill us in on the latest news, including Texas Governor Greg Abbott's newest announcement regarding undocumented immigrants in response to the Biden administration ending Title 42, the pandemic-era health order put into effect at U.S. borders by Donald Trump. And of course, today is Wacky World Thursday, so you already know what that means. We're gonna get ready to span the globe for some wild and wacky headlines, including a pastor in Australia who thinks he may have happened upon an alien from outer space.
And of course, you can.
Oh, what?
What?
What is that? Was that the alien?
I don't know what that was. Don't show that picture again. That's pretty scary.
Right.
I'm gonna look at that thing again. Maybe we'll skip that story, Jonathan. I don't know. No, we already talked about it. We gotta talk about it.
We gotta talk about it.
Can't do it now. All right, and of course you can call 1-800-529-5465 to get your immigration questions answered. Excuse me, internationally, 212-227-8933. I'm going to give myself a public service announcement. There's a whole bunch of people who are demanding for me to say hello because we went through it so fast.
Oh, yes. They will not let you live.
They will not let me live it down, right? Elizabeth Francis, squad up. Faye Taylor, squad up. I said Dawn Harriet Denbasau saying hello. It's apple pie. Brad, say hello to me. Hello, it's apple pie. And who else? Carol the Tiger joining us. Squad up to you, Carol, as well. And now I think I got Dion Reed, squad up. And if I didn't get you, hello to every last person.
We love you.
We love you all.
Yes.
It's too many people to say hello. We can sit here 30 minutes saying hello.
Yeah.
Trust me, we see you. Right?
We do.
We do.
We do.
We do. After the show, Jonathan says, "Did you see so and so?"
Absolutely.
Right. We talk about
that.
We do. That's true.
Yeah.
It's strange but true.
Yeah.
We talk about people's comments after because we don't get a chance to. And then some are funny, some are deep, some are.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you ready to go?
Let's schmooze, y'all.
But people don't think we do that, but we do.
No, we do. We do. All right, let's schmooze.
Let's do it. I'm laughing because it's true. Dawn Harriet, we love you too, Brad. Yeah, very nice.
Oh.
All right. See, but we can't do the show and sit there and just comment on everybody all day.
No, we can't.
We should have somebody in the corner, the comment person in the corner. Comment corner.
Doing what?
I don't know. Just yelling out comments as they go along. We have to have a production meeting about that.
We do.
All right. By the way, don't you love when we produce stuff live on our show?
Right.
Yeah. All right.
What happened?
Joe goes, come on.
Right.
All right. By the way, talking about ridiculousness and a little premonition by me. Okay, we talked about Joe Biden ending the Title 42, which would allow people at the southern border to reapply for amnesty from the border rather than trying to run across the border, get caught, and then file for amnesty. This is actually what was happening in Title 42 was the actual opposite of what Donald Trump wanted when he put in Title 42. So when he put in Title 42, basically he said, we're not going to accept any amnesty applications at the border. So you couldn't go up to the border guards and say, I'm here to apply for amnesty. They weren't allowing anyone in under the guise of COVID. So what did people do? A lot of people ended up in tent cities, which we showed. Many people just tried to run across the border.
Right.
If they ran across the border and made it into the United States and got caught, now they're applying for amnesty. All right, so it actually forced people to enter without inspection. Actually, it was the opposite of what you wanted. So now, Joe Biden is ending Title 42. And what did I say? The Republicans are going to say, oh, he's opening up the border, he's opening up the gates, he's allowing everybody in. People are pouring in across the border. You're going to hear it all. I said it's going to be very politicized. So what happened? Governor Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, he announced yesterday that Texas is going to be sending busloads of people, all undocumented immigrants, to the steps of the United States Capitol to tent out there in response to Biden's administration ending Title 42. It's all over the news. Where's he getting these undocumented people to get on a bus to go live in a tent in on the Capitol? What kind of stupid story is this? And it's all over the news.
Right.
For you out there right now in Texas, if you're undocumented, are you going to say, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea, Governor Abbott. Let me go on your bus."
Doubt it.
Go to Washington. I'm undocumented. Who's getting on this bus?
I don't know.
Abbott said during a news conference, it's all over the news, which is why I almost didn't want to even talk about it, but it's all over the news, so you can't not talk about it.
Right.
But I knew this was going to happen. Abbott said to help local officials whose communities are being overwhelmed by hordes of illegal immigrants who are being dropped off by the administration, Texas is providing buses to send all these illegal immigrants who have been dropped off by the Biden administration to Washington, D.C. Who's getting on this bus? Where are they finding these people? And by the way, nobody's being dropped off. You can now go to a border crossing and apply for amnesty. That's what you can do now.
Okay.
Which you couldn't do before. Pretty ridiculous. And this was at least a little nice story coming out of Rotterdam in Europe. The travel industry is pitching in to help house some of the millions of people who have fled the conflict in Ukraine. We've been talking about this. Ukraine, there's now almost close to 4 million people who have been able to leave Ukraine, all women and children, because the men staying behind to fight. Women and children, nowhere to live, food, clothes, housing. Where are you putting 4 million people who just cross over a border? Well, a cruise liner has opened its doors to refugees. Holland America Line's Volendam, a 237-meter-long 10-deck cruise ship docked in the Dutch city of Rotterdam, has been recruited to provide temporary refuge for up to 1,500 Ukrainians. So refugees are going to be able to live on this 5-star luxury liner indefinitely.
Wow.
And they're getting fed. And according to the captain, his name is Ryan Whitaker, he said, our onboard team is known for its service and hospitality, and we are ready to welcome our new guests as we would welcome guests into our own homes. So it's like being on the cruise, except the cruise ship's not leaving anywhere.
Wow.
It's just being docked.
That's nice.
That's nice.
That is nice. That is really nice.
I thought that was very nice.
True.
The Rotterdam is going to remain docked at Merwehaven, a cargo port on Rotterdam's River Maas, for the entirety of a 90-day period. So they're going to do this for 90 days.
Okay.
And those on board can disembark whenever they wish, including to attend school. The Rotterdam spokesman said city officials are also working hard to provide education to every Ukrainian child.
That's really nice.
That was nice.
Yeah.
And today, the United Nations General Assembly voted to suspend Russia from the Human Rights Council. The voting was 93 in favor, 24 against, and 58 abstentions. Russia said, if you abstained, you're against us. People, a lot of countries are trying to ride the fence because they don't want to anger Russia.
Right.
Not because they don't. I can't imagine anyone believes that what Russia's doing is proper.
Except for themselves.
But there's countries that have geopolitical constraints that sometimes they gotta ride the fence simply because Russia can cause problems for them as well if they go against Russia. So a lot of countries are abstaining just for geopolitical reasons, but 93 were in favor. Russia got kicked off the United Nations Human Rights Council. Would be quite a shame that a country who is indiscriminately killing civilians, the exact thing that the Human Rights Council is supposed to protect against, is on the council.
Right. Nobody likes the mean girls.
Yeah. It'd be like the bank robber being on the board of directors of the bank.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Right?
Yeah.
Would you put a bank robber on the board of directors of the bank? The General Assembly needed to vote in favor by 2/3 to remove Russia from the UN Human Rights Council. I'm glad they were able to do it. Ambassador Linda Thomas Greenfield said Russia should not have a position of authority in a body whose purpose is to promote respect for human rights. Not only is it the height of hypocrisy, it is dangerous. Every day we see more and more how little Russia respects human rights.
Yeah.
And how that's going to affect the Human Rights Council is Russia, as a permanent member of the United Nations, they had a lot of sway in protecting many countries from human rights investigations that they were protecting, like Syria, Venezuela, North Korea. Who's going to protect these countries now on this Human Rights Council that Russia has been kicked off? So it has a political effect of embarrassing Russia and kicking it off and showing that the world is against Russia, but it also has long-term ramifications for countries that Russia was protecting.
You think Putin actually cares about all this?
I think he cares about Russia's position, for sure. I think he cares very much about how Russia is viewed by the world.
Right.
He views Russia as a superpower. Russia is not a superpower. It is the 11th largest economy in the world. Italy has a larger economy than Russia. You wouldn't call Italy a superpower.
No.
Russia is a superpower only because they have nuclear weapons. Their military has been shown not to even be effective against the Ukrainian military. Most military analysts thought Russia had a much stronger military and would be able to basically take over Ukraine within 36 hours, and that didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
So I think Russia's a superpower because of nuclear weapons, but I don't think they're a superpower for any other reason.
Yeah.
So the other thing is, you asked, does Putin care? He does care. Everything is about image to Russia. They want to be known as the superpower. As a matter of fact, they're propping up the ruble over interest rates for Russians, over trade, international trade. Why are they propping up the ruble? Because it's very easy to manipulate. Inflation's not that bad. They could tell the average Russian person, we've got inflation under control. It's at 5% when it's going off at 30%. Because you can manipulate those numbers. What you can't manipulate is the price of the ruble, because it's international. Everybody sees it. So the one thing that they're doing is keeping the ruble up because it's all about image.
Gotcha.
But eventually it's all going to come, it's a house of cards that will all come crashing down.
Yeah.
And today, congratulations to Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Yes. I saw that.
Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson is the first black woman who will sit on the Supreme Court of the United States. The Senate confirmed President Biden's Supreme Court nominee today by a tally of 53 to 47. 3 Republicans joined all the Democrats. Senator Susan Collins of Maine, Mitt Romney of Utah, and Lisa Murkowski of Alaska joined all the Democrats in favor. It was a 53 to 47 vote. And what was also nice was that the first black female vice president of the United States, Kamala Harris, presided over the chamber of the Senate during this historic vote in her capacity. She is the president of the Senate.
Ah.
Yes. And she's going to be sworn in sometime over the summer.
Nice.
But it's still going to be a conservative court. 6 conservatives, 3 liberals. She is not going to make it on time to decide on any of the upcoming abortion cases that are on the docket for the summer. And I don't know if you saw this or not, Jonathan, but another Supreme Court justice, Clarence Thomas, he is the most conservative. He's the most conservative of all of the Supreme Court justices. He is married to a woman by the name of what's the wife's name? Virginia Thomas. Duh. Clarence Thomas would be married to Virginia Thomas. Yep. So according to CBS News and the Washington Post, they reported last month that the wife of Clarence Thomas, Virginia Thomas, she's a conservative activist, and she exchanged 29 text messages with then White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. He was the Chief of Staff for President Donald Trump, the pumpkin, during the January 6th insurrection. And she exchanged 29 private text messages with Mark Meadows in an effort to overturn the 2020 election. She even said in one text message, help this great president, talking about the pumpkin, Donald Trump. Help this great president stand firm, Mark. The majority knows Biden and the left is attempting the greatest heist of our history. This is the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. So now people are saying that he should recuse himself from any case involving Donald Trump, the January 6th insurrection, and anything related to the 2020 election. There is no law that says he has to do it, although ethics would probably dictate that he does, and he says he will not do it as of now. There's actually a number of 2020 election-related cases that could make their way to the Supreme Court in the near future. 800 criminal cases stemming from the January 6th riot, as well as civil suits against Trump, as well as a whole bunch of other cases regarding election fraud and the election machines and everything else. I don't. What do you want me to do, Joe? Okay. And in coronavirus, there's a fresh wave of COVID-19 breakthrough cases that has swept through the nation's capital this week, striking officials at the highest levels of government and disrupting business, just as President Biden and other political leaders are trying to get us back to normal. Nancy Pelosi got struck with the bug. She's got COVID.
What?
But she is fully vaccinated and boosted and asymptomatic at the moment. 2 top Biden cabinet members, Attorney General Merrick Garland and Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo, also tested positive.
Oh, wow. Don't mess with my girl Nancy, though.
Yeah, I like Nancy.
I do, too.
Yeah, she's tough.
She is. She's a tough cookie.
She's like your grandmother, like your tough grandmother, right?
I always tell the story. My younger brother was working with Obama, and I picked him up from the airport, and he was checking his text messages, and Nancy Pelosi is on there. It's hey, Hinak. Like with her little voice, I'm like, I love her. There's something about her.
That'd be great if you're picking him up and she FaceTimes
you. Right.
Like, hey, you want to grab a salad for lunch? I'm like, what? Did Nancy Pelosi just ask you out for salad?
She's awesome.
Meanwhile, a plurality of U.S. adults say they're now doing some, but not all of their activities they did pre-pandemic. 42% of adults are now saying they're trying to get back to normal. 27% say they have completely gotten back to normal, and 14% says the pandemic never affected them from the first place.
What?
I don't know what country they were living in. I don't know what country they were living in.
Because I don't think any country wasn't affected.
Yeah, and 59% of Americans still favor that people should continue to wear masks in some public places to minimize the spread of COVID. But 48% say the federal government should only 48% says there should be a mandate to extend the requirement for people to wear masks on planes and trains and other public
I
transportation.
think I'm part of that 27% that's basically back to normal.
You're back to normal.
Yeah.
I would say I am somewhere between almost back to normal and normal.
Okay.
I wouldn't say there's activities that I'm not doing, but I'm still in the back of my head weary.
I stopped.
Weary
It's
of
crazy.
COVID. So although I'm doing my thing,
Right, but you're still thinking about it.
So I can't say that.
That's all the way.
Yeah,
See, I don't think about it really anymore.
And if I get into a very, very crowded place, I put on a mask. If I'm meeting people I don't know who they are, I still put on a mask. I still,
Yeah.
you know, not
But
that
you know,
I
it's
don't know.
so funny though, because it could also be somebody that you know.
I know.
You know, it's just
it's
the way our mind
I don't know
works.
why I sit next to you every day, for example.
Right.
I mean, and you're going out to clubs,
Yeah.
and I'm not nervous
Right.
next to you.
Right. It's all in our minds.
It's all in our minds. You're 100% right. You're 100%. You're 100% right. But it is.
It's
It
true.
is true.
It's
So,
true.
so for me to say I'm back to normal, I can't say I'm
Got
back
you.
to normal.
Got you.
All right, you want to do some wacky world news? Let's do it.
Let's fly.
We're gonna fly around. There we go. There we are.
There we are.
Yeah.
Still flying us around.
Yeah.
She's still flying.
She's still a part-timer.
Oh,
Yeah?
of course.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course.
Once a week she gets on the
Yeah,
plane with us.
she comes to pick us up.
Yeah.
That's
We got to go back to this alien in Australia. This guy, Alex Tan, he was walking on a beach in Queensland, Australia. All the crazy stuff happens in the UK or Australia.
Yeah.
Right? According to CBS News, Tan recorded video of his discovery. This is the guy, which he described as having this alien having human hands, long lizard tail, a nose like a
my
possum,
God.
and patches of black fur.
Oh my
This
God.
is what the heck is this alien? Can we go back and look at that again, Ian? What the heck is this?
What is? Wait.
What is that?
That's something real?
That is something real.
Maybe
that
it's a
washed-
mermaid.
That is not a fake photo. That is it's not a mermaid.
What is that?
Yes. He said in the video, I've stumbled across something weird. This is like one of those things you see when people claim they found aliens. Now, since posting the footage, people have said that it could be an alien. Others have said it could be a deer-head possum, a mini chupacabra, or an extinct marsupial.
Wait, how big is it?
How big is
Because
it?
a possum isn't. I mean, that thing looks like
That thing is pretty big.
It could be something like
Could
that.
be something like that.
But that thing looked big.
Now, according to Queensland Associate Professor Stephen Johnston, he told the Courier Mail out of Australia, after consultation with my colleague Heather Janteski from the Queensland Museum, we're pretty sure it is a swollen, waterlogged bush-tailed possum who has lost its fur. And the animal was probably washed down into the ocean during the floods. That would be this possum.
So it's pretty small then.
Let's see this possum versus this alien. Can we see the alien now? That is not the possum.
Yeah.
That is not the possum.
Oh. Wow.
They said they're pretty sure it's a possum. I say I'm pretty sure it's an alien.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jonathan? I think we were visited by some aliens, and they landed and realized they don't know how to swim.
I mean,
who knows? Aliens don't know how to swim,
There's so much in this world, especially in the water, that we've not explored or found. So it could be something that we just never knew existed.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And
it's
on going over to India, yeah. So you say it's an undiscovered animal from the ocean.
Yes.
But it's not a possum.
No.
I say
You say it's an alien?
I say it's an alien.
In Australia.
Meanwhile, we're going to move over to India, Jonathan. And on March 19th at 11:45, Vinod Kapri, a TV journalist and filmmaker, uploaded a recording that has a little over 2 minutes, titled "A Young Boy Running at Midnight," to his Twitter account. It has 11.4 million views. Capri was coming home one night. He saw this boy running and thought maybe he needed some help. He slowed down to find out what his issue was. The boy said that he was, in essence, working at McDonald's and running home from McDonald's to his home because he was trying to get in shape to join the military.
Oh.
The boy turned out not to be having any issues. He was 19-year-old Pradeep Mehra. He just finished his shift at the McDonald's and he was returning home. Surprised by his, Capri asked him to get in the car. He said he would drive him. But the boy said he was running to keep fit so he could fulfill his dream of joining the Indian military. A career in the Army is a stable job for many young men in India. And until the pandemic hit, the Army recruiting an average of 55 to 60,000 graduates, mostly male, out of an average of 800,000 applicants every year. So the Indian Army is turning down 90% of the applicants.
Wow.
So
he's going to get it for this.
Yes, he is.
He's got to.
So Capri says the conversation left him deeply in awe. He says, I came to help, but instead I left inspired.
Wow.
Capri posted the recording, and Capri's ending caption was, "Run, Prandeep, run to your brighter destiny." And there's been some discussion in the Twitter feed about India's social inequity, depending on where you are born into society. But as the discussion went on, retired Army officers and generals reached out to this boy.
Wow.
And he is going to be joining the military, and he just got a 3-year scholarship to Minerva Academy, which specializes in training people for Army, Navy, and Air Force.
Oh, I love that. That was a really good story.
That's nice.
I like that story.
That's nice. And finally, in our last wacky news story, for years there's been a cottage industry in Japan and South Korea of renting strangers to impersonate friends, family, members of other acquaintances. Very weird. You got to go to a party, Jonathan. You don't have a date. You go rent somebody. In most cultures, you call that, I guess, a prostitute, but escort or something, right? But in Japan, they're not selling themselves for sex or anything. It's just, you're my date.
Okay. They do that out here, too.
That's what they do. So this guy, Shoji Morimito, he's 38 years old. He has built a cult following by offering himself, not just as a date, but as a warm body who can simply be there, liberating his clients from the social expectations of the spoken and unspoken norms of Japanese society. He offers himself out as the do-nothing guy. Morimoto, nicknamed Rental-san. It's Rental-san! Incorporating an honorific, has inspired a television series and 3 books. He's had a lot of different gigs, Yo-Yo.
Okay.
He waited at the finish line of a marathon for a client who wanted to see a familiar face at the end of the race.
Oh.
He was hired by someone to sit with them while they finished their thesis. He listens to healthcare workers describe the mental health toll of the pandemic. He charges $85 per session. One woman hired him to accompany her. She filled out her divorce papers. He once sat with a client for a hemorrhoid surgery consultation.
Wow.
Someone hired him for a dramatic farewell as they boarded a bullet train to move from Tokyo to Osaka. He showed up just to wave goodbye. That's kind of funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wait, I could do this.
Yeah, I said that. Jill said to me she wants to retire and do
this. What?
So Jill, because I didn't read this story until now, Jill goes, just wait till the last story. She goes, I want to do that in my retirement.
Yeah.
So the lifestyle works well for Morimoto, who is not that talkative or expressive even when he's not working. He wears his signature blue hat and a hoodie and a blank stare so that clients can easily recognize him. Morimoto says his business has taught him not to judge others, to have empathy for people who may be going through some deep personal challenges. He says, even if people look normal and fine on the surface, they often have shocking pasts or secrets or impossible problems. And you want to know what? That's true.
Never judge a book by its cover.
That is right. People who come to me with crazy problems, they're usually not people who look like they're suffering.
Yeah.
Everyone, even the ones that seem well, all have their own sets of problems and secrets.
These are
all, people just, a lot of people just lonely people. Just, like the person who was just there was nobody going to miss them in Tokyo as they were going to their new city.
Aww.
So he's like, you know what? I want to feel like someone's going to miss me, and they wave goodbye.
That's so sad, though, that you have to,
Yes.
get somebody like
But
that.
it's very sad.
great.
It's very sad, especially living in big cities. People live in apartments. They don't know who their neighbors are.
Right,
You go to work. You come home.
That's really dope.
You know,
I
so
like
a lot
that.
of people live, like that.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah.
That is our
Awesome.
schmooze for the day, yo.
That was great.
All right, so you ready for some TikTok time?
Let's do
All
it.
right, in this edition of TikTok, I answer questions about giving birth in the United States, biometrics, green cards, and adjustment of status. Let's watch. If you were pregnant and you were just intending to visit and then there was a medical complication and you had to stay to give birth, well, that's a different story because you didn't make a misrepresentation when you came. You were not coming to give birth. Something happened after you entered America. You cannot request to move your biometrics earlier. You can request an expedite of your work permit or even your entire green card case based on humanitarian reasons, but not expediting your biometrics. The work permit or the green card only. Your U.S. citizen children cannot help you get a green card until they turn 21. Then they can file for you. So unfortunately, you'll have some years to wait if you want your children to help you. You need to file an adjustment application, which is an I-485, an I-130, I-130A, I-864 affidavit of support, and I-765 for her work permit, I-131 for advanced parole, adjustment of status. By the way, before we go to our meat and potatoes, I got to turn my mic on. And also, yo, I got to tell everybody, congratulations to us. We just hit 100,000 followers on TikTok in less than a year.
Come on.
That's what I said. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maria Isabella sent me an email. She goes, congratulations. It's 100. I'm like, 100?
We didn't even know we was going to hit it that fast.
I didn't know it was going to hit that fast.
Yeah.
I go, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, all organic. And people just like our TikToks.
Yes.
So follow us at Bradshaw Live TikTok. All right, you ready for
the meat and potatoes?
Ready? It's dinner time, yo. Let's do it.
Eat.
All right, so we're going to go to Juliet in Houston, Texas. Juliet, how are you? Juliet? Juliet, where art thou? Oh, Juliet. I don't know any other Shakespeare besides that. It's actually Romeo, Romeo, Romeo. Where art thou, Romeo? But all right, Juliet.
She's with Romeo.
She's with Romeo. Fatu in Columbus, Ohio.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. What's going on?
Hey, Brad. I don't know if you remember last 2 weeks I gave you a call about my husband was charged with domestic violence, and then he was advised before he pled guilty to anything I should give you a call.
Mm-hmm.
So today was the court date, and the prosecutor asked me. I said I would like to drop the charges, but he did not agree to drop the charges. What he does is he would like to reduce the charges. At the first, he said he offered him to plead guilty to the 4th-degree misdemeanor domestic violence. That's still a domestic violence.
You're asking me. I have to tell you something. I don't know Ohio penal law. Just in my head, I would have to look it up. What he would be pleading guilty to.
He finally offered he would be guilty to disorderly conduct. So that's my question: if that's going to affect his immigration status.
If a disorderly conduct, is like a disorderly conduct in New York, which is a violation and not a crime, then that would be fine. I don't know what a disorderly conduct is off the top of my head.
He said it will be a fine.
Is it a violation or a criminal offense?
I'm not sure which one it is.
Okay, so honestly, you would need to have a consultation, only because, and I'm being honest with you, I would love to give you the answer right here if I could. I have to look up the Ohio penal law. I don't know it off the top of my head.
Should I ask his criminal defense attorney?
No, because the criminal defense attorney doesn't know immigration law. You need to know the consequences. And it would be my pleasure to help you. I just don't know it off the top of my head, Ohio penal law. So I'd have to look it up and then tell you.
Would you be able to help if I give you a call?
Absolutely. I just can't do it right now.
When should I give?
Hold on.
All right.
All right. Let's go to Juan in Cleveland. Juan. Juan,
Yes, hello.
how are you?
Very good. Hey, bro, thank you again for the show. Thank you so much for
My
the show.
pleasure.
So I had a quick question. So in 2020, I've had for an asylum, and my case is still pending. I only had the biometrics, but a year later, I went for EAD, which I've fully, applied.
Right.
But it's been like 8 months as of right now. I haven't heard any word back from the USCIS, so I'm kind of a little bit, just trying to explore my options. I don't know what
You should have gotten it already. I don't know what you did, but people who have pending asylum are in a different position than people who file an adjustment, and those work permits have to be issued on a much quicker basis.
Okay, so my asylum was applied after the 1 year bar.
Maybe that's why then. I don't know.
Okay. So what do you think? I don't know if you have any advice about what could be the next step for me to do, just to have it maybe expedite.
Have a consultation with me. Let me see what you did, and then I'll tell you. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to Juliet in Houston. Hi, Juliet.
Hello?
Hi, Juliet.
Hi. Good evening. Can you hear me?
I hear you now. What's your question?
Okay. Please, I want to ask, I want to apply for waiver for vaccination. I applied for my green card, and I was told I needed to submit my medicals. And then I want to apply for waiver for vaccination. I want to know what the success rate is like.
Very small. It would either only be because of a medical condition that you cannot have the vaccination, or you have to demonstrate some sort of religious issue that prevents you from getting vaccinated. I have seen very, as a matter of fact, I haven't seen any waivers approved yet, to my knowledge. I'm sure there have been. I just haven't seen them. So the odds of getting them approved at this moment are very small.
Okay, if I decide to wait a bit, maybe next year before applying again, do you think it's something that would...
I don't know what the future will be, so I can't tell you. I would doubt that in a year from now that the rules would change. You would have to wait at least until the next presidential election and see who the president is and what their stance is on vaccination.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's go to Anthony in Orlando, Florida.
Hello.
Hi, Anthony.
Yes, Brad.
What's going on?
Question. I applied for VAWA. It was recently approved.
Right.
However, I would like to know, like, how long will it take for them to issue me with like a green card?
All right. Did you file an adjustment application?
Yes.
So the adjustment's pending with the VAWA. The VAWA got approved.
Uh-huh.
All right, so less than a year.
Oh, okay.
Right, hang in there.
All right.
You're welcome. Let's go to Boris in Baltimore.
Sir, good evening, sir.
How are you?
I'm good, sir.
What's going on?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I have a quick question. I came to the United States through the Mexico border. When I came in, I had an asylum claim. But I've been in America for some few years now. Since the asylum claim I had wasn't enough, so I had one. I want to amend into my asylum case. I want to know if that's something possible.
You filed for asylum after you got stopped at the border. It was pending for years, and then you said you lost your case. And what do you want to know if it's possible?
No, I haven't got a case.
You have not been
I
interviewed
haven't got
yet.
a decision on the case yet.
You have not had any interview yet.
Yes, sir. So I want to amend the case because the asylum claim I had at that time I seen is not enough for asylum. So I have another political claim now. I want to add into it. I want to know if it's something possible.
You could say or do what you want, but you got to be believable. If you say I'm scared because the sky is blue, and now you say I'm scared because the sky is yellow, they're going to say you're not a believable human being. You keep changing your story. Now, if you say, obviously sky blue, yellow, it doesn't, I'm just giving you, a facetious example. If you say, I want to add to my story because I wasn't detailed enough, and I want to add more details about my story, about why I fear returning, yes, you could add more details and expand your story. But if it's a completely different story, I don't know how believable you would be.
It's not like a complete different story. It's just like when I get you, I join a political party. So I don't know what your story is. So I think what we would need to do is get a copy of your immigration record, see what you originally said, then hear what you have to say now, and then see if this makes logical sense. If it makes logical sense, sure. If it doesn't make logical sense, we're going to say, hey, it's a little crazy. All right, so hold on one second. Let's go to Joy in Los Angeles.
Hello, Brett. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Actually, I got one question here. Shall I apply for my wife? So I got one email here for embassy. They sent it to me like that before your interview, So, and they're saying first is one update, resubmit your 260, DS 260, and complete your medical examination. So actually, I didn't get but any date yet. I didn't get any date. So they're going to send it to me again, that date for interview date or no?
Is your wife documentarily qualified at the National Visa Center?
Yeah. Documentary qualify already is like 10 months ago. So This one I get like yesterday Gmail,
And tell me what it says again?
They're saying before your interview, update and resubmit your DS 260 and complete your medical examination.
Right.
So yes. So
they're gonna tell you to They want you to upload your DS 260. Is that what it says?
Yeah.
So upload a new DS 260, but you're going to take the medical exam before the interview. They're going to give you instructions to do that.
Okay. But there is like that requirement like 20 days before interview, 20 days. So for examination, but I still didn't get any date yet.
Yes. So maybe when you get the date for your interview, that's when they're going to give you the time to go take the medical beforehand.
Okay. So when I get the date, then I do the medical exam. Correct. Or I have to do it before?
No, you do it before when you get the date. So they're going to say your interview is on March 1st, your medical's February 28th or February 27th. They're going to tell you where to go and when to do it. So everything will be scheduled.
I have to do all the DS 260 upload, or I have to do all the documents, resubmit again, all paper, medical certificate, whatever, everything?
Just the DS 260, update the biographic data.
Okay, that's it. Only?
Yep.
Okay, thank you, Brett.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go to Mark in Washington. Mark.
Hi, Brad.
How are you, Mark?
Hey. I'm good. I'm happy I just wanted everyone to know how happy we are with the work you have done with for us with the adjustment and all that. So thank you.
You got your green card, Mark?
No, not yet. Close.
Oh, wow. All right, but you're happy so far?
Yep.
Well, thank you very much for calling.
Yep. So I'm at work, Brad, so I just want everyone to know what a great job you guys have done.
Thank you. Happy client. Thank you very much, Mark. Appreciate your call.
Thank you.
All right, be well. All right, let's go to Mohan in Indianapolis. Mohan. Going once. Mohan, oh Mohan. Where art thou, Mohan? Hold on. David in Brooklyn.
Hello?
Hi, David.
Hello, I have a question, Brad.
Yes.
I am in an NVC stage and want to meet minimum poverty guidelines by using bank statements. So how many months of bank statements do you advise uploading on NVC to not get any delay?
24 months, and they would probably take the average of the 24 months.
Okay, thanks so much.
All right. Let's go to Godfrey in Stanton, California.
Hi, Brad. Thanks for picking my call. I hope today I'm clear. Yesterday I failed because of network.
Okay. What's going on? What can I do to help you?
I was trying to tell you that I have a pending asylum, and they have called me so far since 2018, two times, one in 2018 and then another one in 2019. So I got married, and my wife filed for me in this year. And before I received the receipt for I-130 and 485, I received another invitation for another interview, asylum interview.
Okay.
And that time I had indicators of COVID-19, and I wrote to them. I was like, hey, I'm not fine. So the time I expected them to respond to me, it's not the time they sent me. They had written another letter canceling the interview. So when they received my letter, they sent me another letter, the same letter actually, telling me that the interview is canceled. So it's like they had already canceled the interview, and I also wrote to them.
Godfrey, stop.
Yeah.
You have a pending adjustment through your marriage?
Yes.
Everything's good with your wife?
Yes.
Okay. You intend to get your green card through your marriage?
Yes.
Okay. Write USCIS, withdraw your asylum.
Okay. Before I get the receipt?
When you get the receipt for the I-45 and I-130,
yes,
write USCIS, withdraw your asylum.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
then
welcome.
Another question,
What?
Brad. I have a son who is actually 19 years right now, so my wife can't petition him.
Right.
But is joining university, so I'm like, would it be so easy for me to bring him for? He comes on I-20, and then would it be so easy for me to adjust when he's here already, or it's okay? I can wait until I get my green card, then petition him myself.
If he is here on a student visa,
he's not yet here. He's not yet here.
I understand that. I'm saying if he's 19 years old.
Yes.
And he comes here on a student visa.
Yes.
He's lucky enough to get a student visa and goes to college here. And
Yes.
is in legal status. I assume that you will be a green card holder before he turns 21.
Yes.
If you get a green card before he turns 21 and
Yes.
he is already in the United States on a student visa for at least 90 days,
Yes.
you would be able to adjust his status immediately, provided he hasn't violated his status.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay then. Okay.
All right, good luck.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Let's go to Dudu in Martinez, California. Dudu.
Oh, hi, Brett. Thanks for taking the call.
My pleasure.
I was trying to figure this out. When you're submitting the affidavit of support, 864, what if the last year you filed jointly? So will that count since part of the immigrant's income is in there? Or USCIS?
They would only count the U.S. citizens portion of the income.
That's what I figured.
Right, okay.
And what do you...
So in other words, let's say, for example, your tax return says $60,000. I'm making it up. I have no idea. Your tax return says $60,000. You earn $60,000. Your wife earns... you earn $30,000. Your wife earned $30,000. Your wife's the U.S. citizen. You're the one who needs the green card. They're only going to count $30,000 towards the affidavit of support.
Okay. What do you have to say? What's the USCIS approach when it comes to people who worked under somebody else's Social Security number?
That's a fraud.
Okay, because I know some people have gotten away with it.
It's a fraud. There's a difference, because that's document fraud. Okay, and it could even be false claim to U.S. citizenship. So depending on who the person is that you claim to be. If you fill out an I-9 form, just listen. I don't want you to say anything. If you fill out an I-9 form and you claim U.S. citizenship to get the job and using a fake Social Security number, that's a false claim to citizenship. That's a permanent bar to ever getting a green card if it's ever discovered. If that's different than I just worked undocumented. If you worked undocumented, then that's not a bar to getting a green card. Working undocumented is not a bar to getting a green card if you're married to a citizen. I'll give you a third one. I just made up a social security number. Or I applied for the social security number and I was using it. It's a real social security number. That's fine. I made up a social security number as long as you didn't fill out an I-9 form and claim false claim to U.S. citizenship. That would be okay too. It's when you assume somebody else's name, you complete an I-9, you say you're a citizen, you're using someone else's social security number, it's document fraud, and it's false claim to citizenship. So it depends. The facts, the facts matter.
That was not the guy's case, but
Okay,
I
fine.
totally understand.
Right, but the facts matter. Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's go to Augustine in Houston, Texas.
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good, sir. How are you? Thank you for your support. I've been following you for the past 2 years now. I really appreciate all what you have been doing.
My pleasure.
You have been helpful to me.
Thank you.
So I have a question. I come to USA, to United States through fiancé visa, which I got my first 2 years green card. So that was 2017. So when it is 2019, I filed for I-75.
Right.
So along that line, waiting for my I-75, after they have given me the 18 months later to extend my green card.
Green card, right?
So I got a DUI in 2019. So I was arrested with property damage. I went, just to make the story short, I went to court. I plead no contest. So, but at the end of the day, they find me guilty of the offense. So, along that line, they asked me to bring more evidence. And on my document that I claim that I won't be arrested. So, I have to send a letter that, yes, at the time I filed, I won't be arrested.
At the time you filed, you were not arrested, so you didn't lie. You got arrested subsequent to the filing. The DUI is not an inadmissible offense, so you should still be able to get your green card without a problem.
Yes, sir. I got my green card.
Okay, great.
I got my green card September 19th last 2020.
So you got the 10-year card?
Yes, I got the 10-year card.
Okay, so what's the problem?
So my problem is that I want to travel back to Africa, to Nigeria. From Nigeria.
Enjoy your trip.
So there's no any problem on it.
I mean, they could pull you aside to confirm it's a DUI. I'm not saying you may not get questioned at the airport. You may get called into secondary, but a DUI is not an inadmissible offense. You'll be fine.
Because I've completed everything. They asked my probation, everything. I've done everything, which I have the letter of determination of the case.
Enjoy your trip. Au revoir.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you, sir, for your help, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Uncle Brown. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, let's go to Barry in Austin.
Hey, Brad, love your show.
Thank you.
I have my biometrics appointment next week. My attorney made a spelling mistake in my name. Will this affect my biometrics appointment?
Where do you make the spelling mistake?
Instead of it's Barry, they put an E instead of an A.
It shouldn't. Go take it. See if you can correct it at the biometrics. You may not. You'll have to correct it at the time of the interview. Your work permit may come in the wrong name, though.
Okay, great. Right. Thank you so much. Great show.
Thank you. Let's go to Roberto in Kingston, Jamaica. Roberto.
Good afternoon, good evening, good night.
Evening. What's happening in Kingston, Jamaica, Roberto?
It's good.
All right.
Good so
what can I do to help you?
All right. So I have a question. My father is filing for me.
Right.
But I think it started when I was over the age of 21, so that should be unmarried son.
Is your dad a resident or citizen?
He's a citizen.
Citizen.
He's here for over 10 years now.
All right, so he's a citizen. Okay, so what's your question?
Yeah. My question is when they required for me to do the medical, if they found the weed in my system, would that be inadmissible?
It would be inadmissible if they find weed. If the doctor asks you, do you smoke weed? And you say, yeah, I smoke weed all the time. That would also be inadmissible as a drug abuser. So if that's the case, or they find weed in your system, they're going to bar you for 3 years. 3 years later, they're going to ask you to come back. They're going to say, have you smoked weed in the last 3 years? If you say yes, you're barred again. If you say, nope, I haven't touched it in 3 years, Then they'll take another urine sample, and then if it's clean, you would get your green card.
All right. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. He was very calm about all of that. Very calm. All right, Nayi in Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm fine.
What's going
on? I have a question for you, sir.
Right.
My question is, I filed a fraud case January 2000.
Wait, stop. You filed a fraud case?
Fraud
case. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right.
January 2021. And I couldn't get my receipt till date, but what I got in my mailbox is approval of a travel document.
Great. So that means they have your application and your adjustment.
Yeah, but till now I haven't got receipt for
you can go online and request duplicate copies of the receipts if you don't have them.
I tried to write a letter on that.
Now, you can go online and request duplicate copies, or you can do what's called the Freedom of Information Act request and request a copy of your whole file, and it'll be in there.
Okay.
All right.
How will I do that? Because
come see me. Come see me.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
All right. And by the way, if you didn't get your immigration questions asked and answered, you can always follow me on Instagram at @RealBradBernstein. It's been brought to my attention, by the way, there's a lot of fake Brad Bernsteins out there. What the heck? Man.
Stop doing that, y'all.
Don't make me sick yo-yo out on you, fake Brad Bernsteins.
Right.
There's fake @RealBradBernstein_ who's sending out sexy messages to people. Did you believe that?
Yeah, I saw it.
My friend's wife called me up and she goes, I just got this message saying, hey, sexy, how are you? It was my friend's wife. Now my friend thinks I'm hitting on his wife.
Right. That's horrible.
It's horrible. He's going to come over and hit me.
Right.
I'm glad I wasn't presenting any awards to him. So be very careful. That's the point. There's a lot of fake Brads out there these days, and especially on TikTok.
Yeah.
There's about 100 fake Brad Show lives out there on TikTok. So if you're following me on TikTok, the only number to call Brad is 1-800-529-5465. And the only way to speak to Brad directly on social media is on Instagram @RealBradBernstein without dashes or anything. Other than that, you're talking to somebody else.
Yeah.
Somewhere in this world.
Yep.
We don't know if it's a Russian hacker.
We don't know who's behind.
A fat guy on his bed in Asia somewhere. Could be somebody down the street from us. We don't know.
You never know.
We don't know who it is. So be careful. There's a lot of fake Brads.
Yeah.
And they're giving out WhatsApp numbers.
Yeah.
I don't give out WhatsApp numbers. Okay? So there's no WhatsApp number for Brad.
Yeah.
So only follow me on Instagram @RealBradBernstein. Call the number, scroll down the bottom, 1-800-529-5465. No other way to reach Brad.
Right.
And of course, you can also follow us at Brad Show Live on Instagram. On TikTok, it's at Brad Show Live too, but it's not at Brad Show Live _. And it's not at Brad Show Love. It's not at Brad Show Live with an extra I.
Right.
I mean, they have so many iterations of this with my face on it.
Right.
There's only one real at Brad Show Live on TikTok. You can leave your questions and I will give you a personalized answer. But don't respond to any people's WhatsApps.
Yeah, don't, guys.
Yeah. Yo-yo?
And
you have some fake yo-yos out there?
I do.
There's fake yo-yos out there too.
I sent you one today. Somebody had my face up on and had like 2,000 followers.
What's up with
yeah,
this?
you guys can follow me at Jonathan Elias TV on Instagram.
Yeah, some of the fake Brads are doing really well.
Right.
Like, how is fake Brad doing so well on Instagram, right?
Horrible.
And by the way, March is officially Women's History Month, but of course the achievements of women should be celebrated all year long. So later in the show, we are going out on the street to quiz people on their knowledge on women in sports with immigration facts you may not have ever known about before.
Nice. And today is World Health Day. 2022. Okay, so the date of April 7th marks the anniversary of the founding of the World Health Organization in 1948. So World Health Day is a day to focus and raise awareness around health and climate issues that affect people all over the world. Now this year, WHO is putting global attention on keeping humans and the planet healthy. So in honor of today, we've put together a little video to celebrate all of the healthcare workers and climate change activists out there in the Brad Squad. All right, so we want you guys to know that we appreciate you and hope you enjoy this video.
How nurses work anywhere in the world. There's a nursing shortage in America, okay? So if you want to get a green card as a nurse, you need to get something called the CGFNS visa screen. What that is it's the Commission of Graduate Foreign Nursing Schools organization gives you something that says you are qualified to practice nursing in the United States of America. So what does that mean? You have to pass the NCLEX exam and you have to take test of English as a foreign language, submit both of those results plus your educational education degrees and schools you went to and your diplomas to the CGFNS organization, who will give you a visa screen. They'll check all your credentials and make sure you're a real nurse and you really passed all your tests, and then look for somebody to sponsor, whether it's a nursing home or a hospital or a private doctor's office. There's always people looking for nurses. What does lead do to children?
Great question. And that's when my life changed, when I heard the word lead. Because as a pediatrician, we know what lead does. It is a poison. It's an irreversible neurotoxin with no safe level. The same mechanism that is happening for the children at the border is what's happening in Flint. We call this toxic stress. This is probably the most important concept right now in pediatrics and public health. It is the recognition of early trauma, early life trauma, on what happens to the lifelong development of children. Children are rattled with so many toxic stresses, from poverty, violence, separation of parents, incarcerated parents, lead poisoned water. All of these are toxicities. Children exposed to these toxic stresses without being buffered, without the positivity, will have lifelong scars. I don't know what I've been done. I don't know what I've been done. Climate change is getting old. Climate change is getting old. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We all share this planet, and it's time we start acting now. Every single person that's here can motivate the people that don't believe that climate change is a fact to start believing it and start saving our planet.
It's important for us to be here today because not only is it going to affect us when we grow up, it's affecting everybody currently, and I don't want to have kids and then my kids not see the things I saw. I want them to see the green trees, the beautiful sights, all of that.
We're both immigrants. I recently became a citizen. It took me 10 years. You can see we are here, we're immigrants, and almost everybody I see are immigrants. I don't even know what nursing homes or hospitals are gonna look like without immigrants in this country. So I think the pandemic really brought the attention to hospitals. People don't really think about hospitals until you get sick. But this pandemic really brought out who are founding this country, who are holding up this country, and that's immigrants.
Immigrants like us, we will play a bigger role because we need to utilize our languages. Well, they can even communicate with the healthcare the doctors and nurses. So I would say we definitely play our value here.
Many places around the world, including New York City, people are cheering, honking, making noise for the medical workers on the front lines, including our nurses fighting the coronavirus. Congratulations to all our nurses and medical professionals.
All right.
Nice. I remember that.
I do.
The clapping at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, 7. So everybody, this was also a great way to remember how many healthcare workers immigrate to the U.S. and keep our country healthy.
Yes.
So we thank you all. I know we have a lot of healthcare workers in the Brad Squad, so we love you guys. We still celebrate you, like we did during the pandemic.
We have a lot of healthcare workers. We got a lot of comedians too.
I saw.
Deion Reed said, "Brad, mind you get a smack like Chris Rock," right? And then Jessica Levy says, wait, what did Jessica Levy? She made me laugh too. If any of them contact me, any of these fake Brads contact me, I'm going to hit them up with some immigration questions.
Do that. Test them. All right.
All right. Ready to social
media
check-in. Let's do it.
All right, the first one, it's Apple Pie on Facebook. When applying for a family-based petition, F1 category, what's the cost for the green card? And does the money have to be paid before leaving Jamaica?
The cost for the green card, what, after? Oh, you can pay it whenever you want. You can pay it when you get here. You never have to pay it, but if you don't pay it, you're not going to get the green card. So after you get when you go to the U.S. Embassy, you get I'm talking to you.
Oh,
when you get,
don't talk to her.
I'm
It's
talking to you.
Pie.
Apple Pie.
Yeah,
when you go to the U.S. Embassy, you get a immigrant visa to enter the United States. So the immigrant visa allows you one entry, and they stamp your passport with a temporary status as a immigrant, but you don't have a green card. You got to pay for that, and I want to say it's $185. I'm never good with filing fees. But I want to say it's $185.
Basically, you can Google that.
You can Google it. Anyone can Google it. But I believe it's $185 or $235. But I want to say it's $185.
Okay. And she has another. When do you add a derivative to a family-based petition? 2-month-old, 2-year-old, and 4-year-old. Does it affect the processing time because you'll be waiting longer?
If they're alive when the petition's filed, you add them when the petition's filed. If they are born subsequent to filing the petition, when the case is at the National Visa Center.
Celicia Brown on YouTube. My daughter has an interview this month at the Jamaican Embassy. She's 9 years old. What might they ask and what happens after the interview?
I don't know what your daughter's being interviewed for. I don't know anything about her case. They usually would not ask a 9-year-old much, but she still has to show up. Let's assume it's a step-parent filing. Do you know the name of your stepfather or stepmother? Or I don't know. I don't know what the case is about.
Right.
So I need
a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right. Smith Day Day on Facebook. I was denied a H-2B extension. My agency had us working for 90 days. We didn't know we were denied until we were asked to stop working and our tickets were booked and we went back to our home country. Since then, we haven't traveled for 3 years. Do you think we can apply now for our work visa? Would the unlawfully present block us from going back to the USA to work?
Well, I would say yes, you can apply, but you are totally screwed once you overstay, even if it's not your fault. The employer screwed you over. It's very hard to get that visa back again.
Chris K on YouTube. I saw USCIS announced a new plan to reduce backlogs. Will their new expedite process help Caribbean cases that are stuck with the NVC awaiting interviews go any faster?
Magic 8 Ball. USCIS has said thousands and thousands of times they're going to expedite cases all over the world and make things go faster, that they have finally figured it out. And this particular announcement, will Chris's case get faster? Become faster? Be expedited? Will he ever get here? The answer is, better not tell you now.
Oh, well, there you go.
We'll have to find out.
Right.
I don't know whether to believe them or not.
Yeah.
That's even the Magic 8 Ball doesn't know whether to believe them or not.
Yeah, we don't know.
The Magic 8 Ball is always right. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, Prudence on Facebook. My friend came to the U.S. with A2 visa and overstayed her visa by 4 months because her dad and mom were killed by a community gang because they took sides with the government. Can she seek an asylum?
Maybe. An A2 is a government visa. It's to work for the U.S. for the embassy of that particular country. So I would need to know more, but yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Peanut Novi on YouTube. I came on a visiting visa 8 years ago, got married 1 year ago, and now my husband is a green card holder. Can you start my paperwork yet?
He can, but you're going to have to do a provisional waiver and go home or wait on his citizenship.
Elizabeth Francis on Facebook. If you have a court case in 2023 and you got a I-551 stamp in your passport, can you still travel outside the country?
If you have an I-551 stamp, what's the court case?
Excuse me?
What is the court case?
It just says the court case
I don't
in
know
2023.
if she means she's in removal, she has a criminal record. I don't know what she's talking about.
Okay. Janice Davis on YouTube. I'm a U.S. citizen. My son is 33 years old and married 7 months to his baby's mother. They have a child together, but she decided not to continue with the relationship. Can I file for him?
This is the mother?
Yes.
The mother could always file for her son.
Okay.
It would take much longer.
Yeah. Alex Dawson on YouTube. My wife and I had an interview for I-485 and I-130 on March 31st, 2022. After the interview, the officer didn't say any result, just asked if we had any questions. We said no. Then they walked us out. Is this bad?
No, sounds okay to me. Let's
what
see what
happens
happens
next?
You either get approved or you get a new interview.
Okay, Burrell Eris on Facebook. If an I-130 is approved, is the petitioner able to get a driver's license, or does the person have to wait?
The I-130 doesn't entitle you to anything.
Okay. Can you briefly tell the steps to get one?
A driver's license?
Mm-hmm.
Get a work permit.
Okay.
Or live in New York State.
Oh, yeah, because New York is doing that. Mazen AK on Facebook learned that.
Thank you.
With you. Yeah. U.S. citizen applied for my brother in 2010. No correspondence from NVC. What should I do?
Wait, it's about 3 more years.
AJ on YouTube. Based on the news today about waiving interviews for I-751, do you think it will make the processing faster? That's a...
Will immigration... Let's ask again.
Right.
Will the I-751 process be faster? Magic 8 Ball, do you have any additional advice within the last 45 seconds? The Magic 8 Ball says, now it says it's certain. It is certain it will go faster.
Okay.
Because if they are going to waive, interviews.
Doesn't say how faster.
Right. If they're going to waive interviews, there's less people to interview, more cases to be approved.
There you go. There goes that 8 Ball.
Yes.
Chaptem on YouTube. My I-485 interview is next week at Albany, New York. Any idea about that office? Been together 11 years, 2 kids, age 7 and 9, no criminal record.
They're much harder than down here at Federal Plaza.
Ooh, and last one, Shan from YouTube. I wanted to know if I could apply for my husband's citizenship with the I-130, 485 without a lawyer. Can I just start the application and set it in on my own?
Shan, you cannot, because you are not applying for citizenship. You're applying for a green card. So if you don't even know what you're applying for, guess what you need? a lawyer.
Sheesh.
Right?
Yes, yeah. Oh, yes.
All right. So March was Women's History Month, but here at Bradshaw Live, we celebrate women's achievements all year long, especially on such a historic day when Judge Ketanji Brown has been confirmed to become the first black woman to serve on the Supreme Court. So today we're going out on the streets to test people's knowledge on some of the many trailblazing women in the sports world, served with a side of immigration factoids. Ooh. Oh, I haven't said the word factoid in a long time. Let's watch.
Hello, Brad Squad. My name is Maria Isabel, and today we're celebrating my favorite topic, women in sports. The history of women in sports is rich and long and has provided millions with the opportunity for growth, development, and achieving their goals. From youth sports to the Olympic arena, female athletes have shown unprecedented levels of spirit, talent, and accomplishment. So today, we are out on the streets of New York City to test people's knowledge on women in sports. Let's see how they do. Okay, I'm here with Helen.
David.
And
Mar.
Jalen.
Question number 1. At the first Winter Olympics in 1924, what was the only sport women were allowed to compete in? A. Figure skating. B. Downhill skiing. C. Cross-country skiing. D. Curling.
I'm gonna go with C. Cross-country skiing?
No. Downhill skiing? No.
A. Figure skate?
Yes, that is correct.
I'll say figure skating.
I'll say figure skating too.
Good job! Austrian figure skater Irma Szabo became the first ever female Winter Olympic champion when she won the latest single competition. Szabo paved the way for female competitive skaters everywhere, including 16-year-old Alisa Liu, the daughter of a Chinese immigrant who is one of many women who represented the U.S. in the 24 Winter Olympics in Beijing. 2. Which tennis player has won the most single Grand Slams in history? A. Serena Williams. B. Anna Kournikova. C. Billie Jean King. D. Margaret Court.
B. Anna Kournikova.
No.
I'm about to go with A. Serena?
No. Serena Williams? No.
I'm gonna go with Serena Williams. She's the. Oh yeah, me too.
A lot of people may think it's Serena Williams with 23 wins, but actually, Australian tennis player Margaret Court has held the record since 1973 with 24 Grand Slams single titles, as well as 19 women's double titles and 21 mixed double titles. 3. How many times has the U.S. won the FIFA Women's World Cup? A. 0, B. 2, C. 4, D. 5. Come on, I know you can do this.
I'm gonna go 4.
Wow, that is correct!
C4.
Yes, that is correct!
4.
4. The team is the most successful international women's team. English-American Jill Ellis, who immigrated to the U.S. in 1981, coached the women's national soccer team from 2014 to October 2019, claiming the 2 consecutive FIFA World Cups in 2015 and 2019. 4. From the following sports tournaments, which one pays the same to women and their male counterparts? A. The FIFA World Cups. B. The CrossFit Games. C. The WNBA and the NBA tournaments. D. Formula 1 Grand Prix.
D. Formula 1 Grand Prix.
No.
I'm gonna have to go with the Grand Prix.
Wrong. C? No. Sadly, they don't.
CrossFit Games?
You are right. The CrossFit Games have always awarded an equal sum in prize money to the male and female individual winners, starting with $500 at the inaugural games and increasing to $300,000 in 2019. Number 5. What is the name of New York's women's basketball team? A. New York Liberty. B. New York Sparks. C. Brooklyn Mystics. D. Brooklyn Bulldogs.
A. New York Liberty.
Yeah, look at you, so confident.
All right, I knew that one.
You're a basketball fan, huh?
Of course.
A. New York Liberty.
Yes! Woo! New York Liberty? Yes, you got it right!
New York Liberty. I'm going with his answer.
Yes! New York's women's basketball team is named New York Liberty. Founded in 1997, the team has qualified for the WNBA playoffs in 15 out of 24 years. In 2021, as part of the New York Liberty's 25th anniversary and journey to their new home base of Brooklyn at the Barclays Center, the team introduced a new mascot, Ellie the elephant. Ellie is named after Ellis Island and represents the journey of millions of immigrants who pass through its doors in search of the American dream. Okay, number 6 is the stadium complex in Flushing Meadows, Corona Park, Queens is named after a female tennis player. What is her name? A. Margaret Court. B. Billie Jean King. C. Steffi Graf. D. Monica Seles.
A. Margaret Court.
No.
I'm gonna go with D.
No. Steffi Graf. No.
I'm gonna go with Billie Jean King.
You are right. The USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center is home to the US Open Grand Slam Tennis Tournament. King, a descendant of Scottish and Irish immigrants, holds 39 Grand Slam titles and is famous for winning the Battle of the Sexes tennis match against male tennis star Bobby Riggs in 1973. Number 7.
What is the name of the Women's Professional Soccer League in the U.S.? A. Women's Professional Soccer. B. Women's United Soccer Association. C. National Women's Soccer League. D. Major League Soccer.
I'm gonna go with C.
That is correct! It's National Women's Soccer League. That one? Good job! C? Yes, you got it right!
C.
Yes, that is correct! Woo! NWSL was established in 2012 and it has 12 teams across the United States, and the New York, New Jersey team is called Gotham FC. One amazing story is of Brazilian-born WNSL player Catarina Macario, who got called into training camp with the team on October 9, 2020. The same day, she became a U.S. citizen. Number 8. How many Olympic medals does gymnast Simone Biles have? A. 5. B. 6. C. 7. D. 8.
I think it's 5. I'm gonna go with 5.
I'm gonna go with 5.
I'm gonna go with 6.
6.
C. 7.
Yes! Woo! Simone Biles competed in the 2016 and 2020 Olympic Games and has 7 Olympic medals, 4 gold, 1 silver, and 2 bronze. The real GOAT. Biles holds Belizean citizenship through her adoptive mother and refers to Belize as her second home. Number 9. The NBA was founded in 1946, but when was the WNBA founded? A. 1950. B. 1977. C. 1981. D. 1996.
I know it wasn't 96. 77 then.
1977.
I'm gonna go with 1981.
I'm going 1996.
You are right.
D. 1996.
Yes! Woo! The Women's National Basketball Association was founded in 1996. It's currently composed of 12 teams. Second generation Nigerian American sisters Chiney and Nneka Ogwumike both play for the Los Angeles Sparks. Nneka was named WNBA MVP for the 2016 season and has landed on the league's list of the top 25 players of its first 25 years in 2021. As of 2020, Chiney became the first Black women and WNBA player to host a national radio show for ESPN. Number 10, last question, let's get it. The first woman to officially run the Boston Marathon was attacked by the race organizer, Jock Semple. What is her name? A. Catherine Switzer. B. Sarah Attar. C. Roberta Gibb. D. Wilma Rudolph.
D. Sarah Attar.
No!
I'm gonna have to go with C.
Roberta Gibb? No!
C. Roberta. Yeah.
No.
Wilma Rudolph.
Hey.
You are right. Catherine Virginia Switzer is an American marathon runner, author, and television commentator. Born in Hamburg, Germany in 1967, she became the first woman to run the Boston Marathon as an officially registered competitor. During her run, race manager Jock Semple assaulted Switzer, trying to grab her bib number and stop her from competing because she was a woman. According to the Boston Marathon's website, 13,392 women ran the race in 2018, with 11,628 crossing the finish line. Thank you, everyone. I hope you learned today some history about women in sports. Back to you, Brad.
We were just talking, Yo-Yo and I, you know.
Yeah, Brittany Grenier.
Brittany Grenier. We don't hear anything about her in the news.
Right.
She's still being held in Russia right now for having a smell of
marijuana.
hashish.
Yeah.
Was in
It was,
it was
it was
oil.
just oil, cannabis oil or something like that.
But they just smelled it. It was just a hashish oil. It was just a smell. And they arrested her.
Hashish
and we were
oil.
just talking because we were saying the WNBA, and we were both saying there's nothing about her in the news.
Nothing. That's
Nobody's
crazy.
talking about her. The best female basketball player in the world, American, being held right now in Russia.
And they are not saying anything. That's what I was like.
Yeah.
It's wild how some things has not changed,
No.
like from history.
Yeah.
We still,
And Jonathan's like, imagine if it was LeBron James.
people would fly out there. Like,
Yeah.
when you said World War
Yeah,
III.
it would be World War III. Yeah, they would storm the...
What?
Right.
That's-
Jill says she's ready. They're keeping it low as they negotiate.
That would make sense,
I
but
don't know the answer to that.
I don't know.
I don't know the answer to that.
All
All
right.
right, you ready for speed round, Yo?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, 10 questions, 50 seconds. So far, we're 2 for 3 for the week, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Let's at least get above 50% for the week.
Let's do it. We could do it.
All right, Jill, count us down.
Does out-of-pocket medical debt affect citizenship?
Out-of-pocket medical? No.
If you have a B2 visa, can you apply for a green card?
If you're qualified.
Can you acquire citizenship on a student visa?
No, you have to get a green card first.
Can you request premium processing I-765 through marriage green card?
Yes.
How long should it take to file for my mom who lives outside the U.S.?
If you're a citizen, about 12 to 18 months.
How can I obtain EIN number as a German citizen?
File a U.S. tax return.
Do I need Social Security and work permit to attend college and then work after?
You need legal status to attend college.
Can I get a fiance visa if I'm in the U.S. with a visitor visa?
No, you don't need a fiance visa. Just get married.
My U.S. citizen husband filed for me before I got pregnant. Do we need to add the baby to filing?
No, you add it after the fact. If it's a U.S. citizen, if baby's a U.S. citizen.
And we still have one more.
Oh, then we're blown up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we still have one more.
All right.
Oh. All right, one more. I built a $2 million a year business in the U.S. Do I qualify for any kind of business visa?
If you invested $1 million in a business and hired 10 U.S. workers, you qualify for a visa. You may qualify for an E or an L, but you would have to leave the country, and if you're undocumented, who knows if you'll be able to come back. Damn. Damn.
Good try.
Damn.
We always got next week.
Damn.
Always got next week.
Damn. Comments of the day. I was really thinking there for a second. I'm like, damn, that was
no, we didn't get it. All right, our first comment of the day. Listen, Brad, you call for it, you're going to get an answer. Jessica Leamy, Joelle Davis saying, I can accept that position, Brad. Comment, corner, replier. Really good one.
I'm going to the comment corner, Jessica Leamy.
I love it. All right, our next comment of the day. Getaway Cat saying, all hail Brad the King. Long live you and your great team.
Oh, thank you very much.
Nice. All right, and our third comment of the day. Elizabeth Francis saying, keep the ball rolling, Uncle Brad. There's none like you when it comes to accurate immigration information.
Thank you very much.
And we have two more. Paulette Bryce Cameron saying, big up healthcare workers.
Yeah.
Yes, like we said, absolutely. And our last comment of the day, a two-timer. She gets two today. This is pretty special. All right, Elizabeth Francis saying, yeah.
She's two comments today.
Yeah, she was working for it.
All right.
Real Brad Bernstein, no carbon copy round here. Wanna be Brad's please stay in your lane.
That's right.
I like that.
That is right.
Yeah.
All right. So this is our last show of the week.
Mm-hmm.
On Monday next week, I'm going to be speaking to National Geographic explorer Tara Roberts about her podcast Into the Depths, where she and fellow divers searched for sunken slave ships.
Wow.
Really interesting.
I'm looking forward
woman.
to that.
She was a really cool interview. So
Wow.
I'm looking forward to seeing how it all turned out.
That's so dope. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see that.
All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next week. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And visit us now at our Connecticut office, 221 Main Street, Suite 501, Hartford, Connecticut. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK, 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?